This is Radio Nepal. I'm Kaushal Khimide with the news. The headlines first. President Bidyadevi Bhandari administers oath of office and secrecy to Finance Minister Janardhan Sharma. Prime Minister Shabadu Dewa says government is making efforts to conserve Kathmandu Valley's environment. European Union's delegation coming to Nepal to rethink its ban on Nepal's aviation sector. And Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives Nancy Pelosi begins her Asia tour with no mention of a possible visit to Taiwan. Now the news in detail. Janardhan Sharma has been reappointed as the Minister for Finance. President Bidyadevi Bhandari yesterday administered the oath of office and secrecy to Finance Minister Janardhan Sharma. The Office of the President informed that Finance Minister Sharma took the oath at a special ceremony organized at the Office of the President at Sital Niwas. Earlier yesterday, President Bhandari had reappointed Sharma to the post of Finance Minister on the recommendation of Prime Minister Shabadu Dewa. Minister Sharma had resigned from the post after allegations that he allowed unauthorized persons' involvement during budget formation. A parliamentary probe committee that investigated the case dismissed the allegation, citing lack of evidence, and declared him innocent. Meanwhile, Minister Sharma assumed his office yesterday itself. President Bidyadevi Bhandari has appointed Nirmal Raj Kafle as the resident ambassador to the Federal Republic of Brazil. Issuing a statement yesterday, the Office of the President informed that President Bhandari appointed Kafle to the post of ambassador on the recommendation of the Council of Ministers. Prime Minister Shabadu Dewa says the government is making efforts to conserve the environment of the Kathmandu Valley. Inaugurating the water processing centre at Guheshwari of Kathmandu yesterday, Prime Minister Dewa said the government was working with concrete plans to ensure people's right to live in a clean environment. Prime Minister Dewa said the government had been setting up water processing centres at various places to conserve major rivers in the valley that have been severely polluted. The Prime Minister stressed the need for making the Kathmandu Valley's rivers clean to promote religious tourism. Also speaking at the program, Drinking Water Minister Umakanta Chaudhary stated the water of the Bagmati River along Pashupatinath Temple would be processed through the water processing centre. Communication and Information Technology Minister Gyanendra Bahadur Karki has directed the subordinate bodies to deliver services for the comfort of the people. Speaking at the annual progress review of the ministry yesterday, Minister Karki asked the officials to ensure service delivery by boosting the ministry's morale. Minister Karki also pledged to provide the ministry's support to the initiatives taken by the subordinate bodies. The Communication Minister shared that the ministry fully implemented 67, the number once again, 67 milestones out of 122 targets in the last fiscal year, and 42 others could not succeed as expected, while remaining 32 did not start. Likewise, Communication Secretary Dr. Vaikuntha Aryal stressed the need for implementing the Digital Nepal framework. Similarly, Radio Nepal's Executive Director Buddhi Bahadur Kesi said works had been forwarded for ensuring Radio Nepal's broadcasting service to reach the 100% population of the country. A European Union delegation is coming to Nepal to analyze the lifting of the ban on Nepal's aviation sector. The European Union delegation decided to come to Nepal to rethink the ban after International Civil Aviation Organization ICAO's audit showed that Nepal's aviation sector had performed better than the world average. Meanwhile, Minister for Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation Jiban Ram Shrestha has expressed hope that the European Union EU would lift ban on Nepal's air service sector soon. At a press meet organized by the Civil Aviation Authority of Nepal CAN on the current budget and programs in Kathmandu yesterday, Minister Shrestha reminded that even the International Civil Aviation Organization had stated improvement in Nepal's air service in its audit report. He said EU should lift the ban on Nepal's aviation sector. He further said that the concerned side had written to the CAN that it would send an on-site audit which he believed would help remove Nepal from EU's blacklist, thereby paving a way to Nepal's airlines' entry to Europe. Minister Shrestha said the Gautam Buddha International Airport would be operated in a full-scale and attractive schemes and initiatives introduced. Smooth management of the domestic and international airport is of equal priority, according to Minister Shrestha. Director General at CAN, Pradeep Adhikari, has also said that there was no point in keeping Nepal's airlines in blacklist by the European Union, while ICAO has already mentioned improvement in Nepal's aviation safety. Minister for Water, Resources, Energy and Irrigation, Pampa Busal, has warned of cancelling the license of electricity developers who signed a power purchase agreement but failed to execute construction work. Addressing a workshop with the theme of cross-border energy trade with focus on open access and transmission pricing organized in Kathmandu yesterday, Minister Busal said the government was ready to take necessary steps in encouraging actual promoters of hydropower electricity. Similarly, Managing Director of the Nepal Electricity Authority, Kulman Kising, stressed the need for using electric vehicles and consuming electricity in industries and households to increase domestic consumption. The Ministry of Health and Population yesterday reported 620 new cases of COVID-19 in Nepal. According to the ministry, the cases were confirmed while testing 5,846 samples. The total number of active cases now stands at 4,567 in the country. Meanwhile, 297 people recovered from the virus infection yesterday. The Health Ministry also recorded a corona-related death yesterday. Chairperson of CPN-UML, KP Sharma Oli, has directed party central departments to run party activities effectively. In a meeting of chiefs, deputy chiefs and secretaries of the departments at the party central office in Chasol yesterday, Chair Oli asked the departments to make action plans and carry out respective duties. The Department of Hydrology and Meteorology has forecast that rainfall is likely to continue in most parts of the country until coming Tuesday. Meteorologist at the department, Hira Bhattrai, said there were chances of light to moderate rain with thunder and lightning in many parts of the country till Tuesday due to the active monsoon system. You're listening to Radio Nepal's 8 a.m. English News Bulletin. On to some international updates now. The Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi, is beginning a tour to Singapore, Malaysia, South Korea and Japan. Her office says with no mention of a possible visit to Taiwan. There has been intense speculation that she may visit the self-ruled island. Taiwan is claimed by China, which has warned of serious consequences if she goes there. No high-ranking U.S. elected official has visited Taiwan in 25 years. Pelosi tweeted that the 6-person congressional delegation tour would seek to reaffirm America's unshakable commitment to their allies and friends in the region. Her office said the tour was to the Indo-Pacific region, including visits to Singapore, Malaysia, South Korea and Japan. Now, the general weather forecast for the country for today. According to the Meteorological Forecasting Division, the weather will be generally to mostly cloudy throughout the country, with light to moderate rain and thunder and lightning likely to occur in many places of the country. With this, we have almost come to the end of this news bulletin, but before wrapping up, let's have a reminder of the headlines once again. President Bidyadevi Bhandari administers oath of office and secrecy to Finance Minister Janardhan Sharma. Prime Minister Shabada Deva says government is making efforts to conserve Kathmandu Valley's environment. European Union's delegation coming to Nepal to rethink its ban on Nepal's aviation sector. And Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi, begins her Asia tour with no mention of a possible visit to Taiwan. Well, that's all the news we have for this bulletin. Our next bulletin in English will be at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website www.onlineradionepal.gov.np. Keep listening to Radio Nepal and have a good day.